finally, and now most important, I want to thank Top Rank and my manager and trainer, Ricky Marquez. He bring me to all my fight ready, and I demonstrate like I got talent to be champion of the world, and I'm growing up now. This is a process. Esto fuera la realidad. Me acuerdo un día yo estaba en New Jersey y no sabía qué hacerle, y lo llamo a él y le digo: Félix, yo quiero entrenar contigo. Desde chiquito estábamos juntos a la escuela y me dijo: voy a hablar con Ricky para que así sea cierto y estés con nosotros acá compartiendo. Y ya han pasado 2 años de eso y gracias una vez más, Félix. De verdad que estos son, las puertas se abren hacia mi futuro y hay que seguir trabajando duro, lo que resta, seguir entrenando fuerte para seguir estar preparado para cada pelea, darle a mi familia lo que ellos tanto.
They get it. They have a facility both at the theater and in the big room that carries charisma, carries zip, carries electricity, unlike any other arena that you'll ever be in. So, and right now, I'd like to introduce and congratulate Peter Nelson at now being the captain of the HBO sports ship going forward and starting with the Sweet 16 of 2016. I'd like to introduce Peter Nelson.
Thank you, Todd, and I want to thank all the press for coming out today. Especially want to thank Madison Square Garden. They've been tremendous partners in their commitment to boxing. I want to thank Top Rank, putting together a tremendous event with 2 of the sport's rising stars, as well as the other parties associated with this event. Jimmy Birchfield, as well as the fighters, their camps, the managers, Cameron Duncan, Brian McIntyre, James Prince, Ricky Marquez. This is a tremendous event, and we're privileged to be a part of it. You know, if you're not from New York and you're going to headline a show in New York, it better be for a good reason, because New Yorkers are tough customers. And what we are importers of excellence. And what Terence Crawford represents in the sport right now is one of the most excellent fighters in the sport. And in front of him in Hank Lundy is one of the best tests that can be found. A fighter willing to step up and take the challenge. So I really want to commend Hank Lundy for stepping up to the plate and taking on one of the toughest fighters in the sport, a former fighter of the year in Terence Crawford. Felix Verdejo is one of the fastest rising prospects in the sport, a Puerto Rican sensation, but a sensation on his own. When he fights, there's a kind of electricity in the arena, and we can't wait to see him fight against an undefeated top contender on Saturday, February 27th. We look forward to seeing you all. Our start time is 10 p.m. Again, I want to thank Top Rank, Todd DeBuff, Bob Arum, 50 years in boxing, an extraordinary achievement. It's been a privilege to be along with you guys for the ride. Thank you all very much, and we'll see you there.
Thank you, Peter. When we arrange fights, one of the first things we do is we find a venue. And you know, sometimes you wonder, do these guys understand the fight that we're bringing or who the fight is? But I'll say this, the Garden has a guy, Sal, he's the best. You call him up and say, hey Sal, is the building available? When is Crawford coming here? You don't even know if you have an available building. He'll clear out all of Manhattan to get one of your fighters here. So I just want to know, it is so good and refreshing to have a guy and a person that has such a passion for boxing and a passion for athletes. And I'd really like to introduce Sal Federico from Madison Square Garden.
I don't know what else there is to say. Good afternoon, welcome to Chase Square. Madison Square Garden is once again thrilled to host an exciting night of World Championship Boxing on Saturday, February 27th. Fighting at Madison Square Garden, the mecca of boxing, is a very special experience. Since 1882, all of the legends of the sport, from Joe Louis to Sugar Ray Robinson to Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali, all have plied their trade inside the famed Garden ring. We know it's a dream for all fighters to follow in these legends' footsteps. As Todd referenced, for the past 18 months I've been begging for this. So it's finally here. We're thrilled to host boxing's next big superstar, Terence Crawford, as he makes his Madison Square Garden debut and looks to continue his dominance in the sport. When Terence steps into the ring, he'll be facing a very tough test. We'd like to welcome his opponent, Hank Lundy, and I'm sure Hank's hometown of Philadelphia will be well represented here on Fight Night. We also have an excellent co-feature. We'd like to welcome back Puerto Rico's Felix Verdejo, who returns to what is quickly becoming his home away from home for his 5th fight here at Madison Square Garden when he takes on undefeated William Silva from Brazil. Welcome, William. Tickets for this exciting night of boxing are reasonably priced and go on sale tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., right here at the MSG box office and all Ticketmaster outlets. I'd like to personally thank Bob Aram, Todd DeBuff, and the rest of the staff at Top Rank, Carl, Brad, Dina, and their entire team for making this event happen. It's always a great promotion when Top Rank is involved. If you cannot be here in person, I know you'll be able to catch it live on HBO. I'd like to thank Peter Nelson and the entire team at HBO for what will be another thrilling broadcast live from the Mecca. Once again, Saturday, February 27th, another great night of boxing here at Madison Square Garden, and we can't wait. Thank you.
Additionally, I'd like to thank another one of our long-term partners, Tecate, who will be the anchor sponsor for the event. They've been a wonderful support, and their brand association with boxing carries throughout the world. They understand it. They understand they have the little brand that just makes it work, and they've connected to boxing and boxing fans, and it's great to have them on board. Also, up here on the dais is the president of the WBO, Paco Valcarcel, who has been the passion of understanding the sport and understanding the fighters and understanding all of our concerns, and been very helpful to being a great advocate for boxing throughout the globe. So I'd like to introduce the WBO president, Paco Valcarcel.
Thank you, Top. Congratulations to Top Rank and Bob Arum, 50 years in boxing. You know, I'm close to there. Congratulations to the new boss, my dear friend Peter Nelson, all the way for you, to the network, Madison Square Garden. And it's a pleasure for WBO to work together with Top Rank and HBO one more time. We're going to have Crawford fighting here, one of my favorite fighters, great champion, and the best person you can meet. It's a privilege for WBO to have champions like Crawford and Terence. He's a great guy. But now he has to face a tough cookie, Mr. Lundy. You know, I know they offer a fight to different fighters, but at the end, Mr. Lundy was there. I'm here to fight, and you have to be prepared. You have to keep your belt. Congratulations to Verdejo. Verdejo last show in Puerto Rico was almost a sold-out show at the San Juan Coliseum. Verdejo, for me, who travel all around the world, is the best prospect now. And I am very proud. You know, it's a countryman at Puerto Rican. Everybody loves him in Puerto Rico because he's a great kid and very humble. He's like Tito Trinidad style. And I like that. Congratulations to Ricky and Paul Stable, because they are doing a great job with Top Rank for Verdejo. And also, congratulations to my friend Pitufo. You know, Pitufo is from the hillbillies, you know, from a town named, he's a hillbilly from Barranquita. He's right there in the middle of the island, all the mountains. The most beautiful town, municipality you can have in Puerto Rico. And everybody loved him there. The mayor was the first guy there when we been here with him. We have some stuff with the kids there, and everybody loved him there. And they have another fighter there before, but you know, I hope that you can be the first Barranquitas champion of the world, because we promised that we'd celebrate that in Barranquitas. Congratulations to Top Rank and everybody, and God bless everybody.
I don't think I would have got away with that hillbilly line. What about a Jewish guy from Vegas calling a Puerto Rican a hillbilly? I don't think that would have gone over well. Paco, you do well with that. It's funny, I'm sitting back here and I'm listening to Peter, and he's a network executive, and starts talking about how great all these fighters are and everything. Like, God, he sounded like a promoter. And all of a sudden, the president of the organization, he's talking about this guy, how great he is, the best prospect in the world, and the hillbilly, and this one and that one. I'm like, he's a promoter. I'm like, shit, maybe I should just sit down and become an organization or a network executive. They do our job for us. So in 1993, I came into the business in August of '93. I ended up in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Tommy Morrison fought Michael Bent on that night. And I really was learning the business. But for some reason, this question from when I got in the business kept coming up. Who's next? Who's next? What's going to happen when Tyson's done? What's going to happen when Holyfield's done? What's going to happen when Lennox Lewis is done? What's going to happen when Julio Cesar Chavez is done? What's going to happen when De La Hoya is done? What's going to happen when Mayweather and Pacquiao are done? Where they go? Where's the business? Who's next? It answers itself. You may not see it, you may not believe it, but it kind of answers itself. I call that the evergreen philosophy, the evergreen cycle of boxing. So, who's next? It's right here, guys. This is where you're going to see it. And I say that, and I don't say it only because it's my product, it's because everyone else sees it. There are good fighters, there are good attractions, there are good prospects. But where everybody else is and who is next is right before your eyes. So we anticipate a magical night. We anticipate this to be a platform for the who's next category. And when we do that, as a promoter, there's a reason why we select New York. Because all of the fans and the media can help and see really the next great fighters that come into our lexicon that we talk about every day. Coming out of Puerto Rico has been a wonderful place for us, starting back in 2000. In 1999, when Oscar and Felix fought, we saw the incredible interest that Puerto Rico had, and we've used it as a wonderful platform. But I don't think anyone that we've seen since 2000 has really captivated the attention of people on the island as much as Felix Verdejo. So I'd like to introduce the next superstar from Puerto Rico, Felix Verdejo, and his manager, Ricky Marquez.
Buenas tardes a todos. Quiero darle las gracias a Dios primero que nada y a la compañía Torra por darme otra oportunidad de estar aquí nuevamente.
Good afternoon, everybody. I want to thank God and the company Top Rank for being here. Maybe we'll need a translator for the translator.
Nada, estamos preparados para una buena pelea como siempre y traerle alegría a mi país y a las personas que me apoyan en este lugar, Nueva York.
I'm ready to bring happiness to my country and to all the people who follow me, and we're ready to go on this venue.
Y nada, ya yo le he dicho todo, no me gusta hablar mucho, sino entrenarme fuerte y demostrarlo en el ring. Y nada, espero que Silva venga preparado para el 27 de febrero y nada, que tengan un bonito día.
I don't like to talk too much. I just want to train hard and show it in the ring. And I just hope that Silva works hard and comes really ready to give a good fight for the fans on the 27th of February. Thanks a lot.
As we said earlier, William Silva is not here and will not be available, but he'll be training in Las Vegas, so we'll be able to find time for everybody to interview him. When it gets to the main event, that'll be featured on HBO and here at the Garden, You're dealing with one who is Fighter of the Year accolades and one who wants to be the spoiler of the year. And I say that because it reminds me, you know, when people talk about fighters and records, oh, he's undefeated, he's this, he has zero losses. Reminds me of a fight not long ago, but it is a long time ago. Floyd Mayweather and Emmanuel Byrd. And people are like, wow, he's got like 9 losses. How can you put Mayweather in with him? And what a fight it was. Floyd had to earn every bit of that. Probably his most difficult fight to date, and somebody that gave him enormous amount of difficulty in challenges in the ring, styles, and knew how to fight. And don't ever judge a fighter by their record. Hank Lundy has been in with everybody. People thought that he was beating Delorme or Herrera, and he is a top quality fighter. He has been handled by Jimmy Birchfield, who has been in the boxing business for many years, and all of us in the sport really appreciate the efforts that Jimmy and promoters like him can really do in developing fighters like Hank. So at this point, I'd like to introduce Jimmy Birchfield.
I thank you all for being here. First of all, before I say anything here, I'd like to do 2 things. I want to wish each and every one of you and your family and loved ones a blessed and healthy and beautiful 2016. God bless you all. Second, someone who's been probably in the boxing business as long as me, or maybe longer, one of the greatest judges and commentators, being inducted this year into the Boxing Hall of Fame, our own Harold Letterman. Let's give him some love, please. Thank you, Harold, for everything that you've done in boxing. I think what's most important as you look out here, and you know, we do boxing all over, I want to congratulate Bob Arum, my fellow promoter, who's done everything in boxing. People must understand the challenges it takes in order to do events and put them together. So I want to congratulate Bob Arum for being in this business, this challenging business, for 50 years. Let's give Bob some love. Todd, you're doing excellent. To say, as many close friends as I have in boxing, there's 5 that I say are excellent human beings, and Carl Moretti happens to be one of them. Thank you, Carl, for everything that you've done. This fight, I don't know, Todd, I'm thinking everybody's looking at Hank Lundy as an underdog, or this is your 2nd and 3rd choice. We're not coming here as an underdog. Don't underestimate that. We're coming here to take the belt back to Philadelphia. That's why we're coming here. If we didn't think we should take the fight from the Rising Star, I want to respect him and his team for what they've done with boxing, and I want to respect every boxer up here, because it takes a special breed of a person to walk up them stairs with no teammates. But guess what? When we come to New York, when we come to Madison Square Garden, and Sal, thank you for the opportunity, we are going to have home field advantage. And if you study home field advantage, it means a lot. Not only will Philadelphia and New York be here, but Boston and Providence and Connecticut will be here. We will fill that theater with Hank Lundy's fans. We as promoters have to work together. There's some promoters you can't work with. We'd love to continue to work with Top Rank. They're a class act, the entire staff. Promoters have to make good fights. The fans are our boss. The fans are who pay us. We have to satisfy the boxing fans. This fight, which I believe has the ingredients to be the fight of the year of 2016. You're going to see no nonsense, two warriors. As Todd said a few minutes ago, Hank Lundy deserves this opportunity. Paco, I thank you. I thank you for everything you've done in boxing. You have been a sanctioning body that's very fair and very good for boxing. So we want to thank you so much for this opportunity. When Sal said this theater in New York City, when we came in from Providence, we got a pretty active city in Providence. We got a lot of great Italian restaurants. I went to a great Italian restaurant here last night. But when you walk into New York, there's a different feeling altogether. So Todd and Top Rank were right. This is where 2016 should start off. Peter Nelson, he's done a remarkable job. It's so good to have people like Sal at Madison Square Garden, Peter, that love boxing, that know boxing, that understand boxing. Because as the challenges come up, the opportunities for filling up these arenas and making the people, HBO, that network has been unbelievable through the years. We are going to give them a great fight on February 27th. Madison Square Garden, Sugar Ray Robinson, Muhammad Ali. There's a historian here by the name of Don Majeski that could name hundreds of fights that were happening here at Madison Square Garden. We are so happy to be part of this. Hank Lundy, 26-5-1. In his last 17 fights, I just want Terence to listen to this. His last 17 fights, he's fought in 13 different states, in 2 different countries. The records of the opponents, so I don't know where the media or anybody else is coming along that this is the second or third opponent. If other fighters didn't want to fight Terence, we've been praying to fight him. So his top fights, Hank Lundy, 13 different states, 2 different countries. The records of his opponents have been 276 wins and 44 losses. He's fought real fights. He's never backed up from anyone. He stays in the gym. He's done nothing ever to harm his body with drugs, drinking, or anything else. He's a warrior. Terence is a warrior. That's why this fight has the ingredients to be the top fight of 2016. I just want one comparison because some of the media put some comparisons together. Thomas DeLonghi, when Hank fought him, what he did is he took everything out of Thomas. And then Terence fought him. He was damaged goods at that time. Okay? Anyone that watched the Mauricio Herrera fight, I don't even have to say anything else. I think you know where Hank was. Another round, there would have been a knockout victory. We've told Herrera we'd fight him, and his purse, actually, we fought him for nothing. They won't fight us. But what I'd like to say in closing is that this is going to be a great, great night of boxing. This is going to be when Herrera went into the dressing room after his fight and had to have his eyelids stitched back up and reattached. Okay? But what we've done with Hank Lundy right now is he started his career with me. Every one of his fights has been with me. We continued his climb up the mountain. We went back to his original coach, which is with us tonight. I didn't think he was going to be here, but I'm glad he is. That was the coach and trainer for Hank in his amateur career. Charles and Mike, please stand. I want to give him, Charles Remy, please stand up from Philadelphia. So, Top Rank, we appreciate what you've done. We appreciate you putting us in this fight. I think you made a mistake, okay? I really do. But we appreciate it. We appreciate the opportunity.
How everybody doing? First of all, I want to thank Madison Square Garden, Peter from HBO, Jimmy Burfield, Top Rank, Terence Crawford. Listen, y'all, it's showtime, baby. It's not just showtime, it's hammer time. The 27th, February, we're going to come and put on this show. We're going to do what we do. Terrence, listen, you can laugh. Excuse my French. I'm on your ass. And this is real. This is real. All ass off the door. I'm on your ass. I'm going to tell you this, man. Listen, I think a little bit of that possum stew been getting to you damn head. But listen, up here, it's real up here. I already got you out your comfort zone. Listen, it's war. It's war. Before the Norman, I beat the brakes off. Had a man running around the ring. Well, listen, I'm going to tell you like this, man. I'm a street guy, too. The streets out there. We can take it to the streets. You don't want none of that. I'm going to keep it 100. You talking because your people right here. But back to what I'm saying. Listen, fight night is going to be a hell of a show. And I'm guaranteed I'm going to come in here and I'm going to take this man up. He never seen nobody that had the same tools as him. Southpaw. Right-handed, speed, punching power. It's on. It's showtime. And I guarantee, fight night, I'm going to break you. I'm going to break your will. You coming to the East Coast, homie. This shit is no game. No game. No game. I want you to get this in your head. You be funny all you want. I'm going to beat your ass. And that's what I'm going to say. I want y'all to come out and enjoy a great fight. But Philly, Jersey, Boston, we all going to be in here. And listen, one thing for sure, the guard knew what they was doing by picking Hammer and Hank, because they know this bum can't sell the place out. Let's be serious. He can't sell nothing out. But Hammer and Hank going to sell everything out. We going to show up and show out.
One mistake for row for one, it's not Showtime, it's HBO, right?
No, that's what I said. I said Showtime. They ain't worried about this shit.
So how long has Jimmy known you, Carl? You lost your hair, he didn't.
You don't work for hours.
Well, I tell you what, it's fun when you have personalities, and when Jimmy said to Terrence, "You better listen," I was going to pull that cap. He didn't listen to shit that Jimmy said, but the minute Hank Lundy got up here, something piqued his interest. When you talk about Terence Crawford, you have to talk about his team. And one of his managers, his co-manager, Cameron Duncan, had a great relationship with us and with Top Rank, has guided the careers from Diego Corrales early on to Johnny Tapia, Danny Romero's to Kelly Pavlik, to endless amounts of fighters. And he came to us years ago and said, "This kid's something special." And it takes somebody with a lot of talent and an eye to see that, and we really appreciate that. And I'd like to introduce and say hello and thank you to him. I'm not sure if he's won Manager of the Year or... Oh, well, I guess I'm corrected. He is a recipient of Manager of the Year. He is terrific. The other part of the team is the Nebraska connection. Brian McIntyre, who's his co-manager and trainer, and who is basically, the heart and soul of keeping Terence right where we want him, getting him focused, green light and everything. This guy is more excited to come fight than the fighter is. You know, Ryan will be running the way, we're ready to go, let's go, man. All right. They've been so much fun to deal with. And it's, you know, honestly, it's really great when you have a team that is excited. They want to just say, what are we going to do? They love the sport. They love the fact that they can entertain and are really in a great position. And a big part of Terrence's career is a tribute to Brian, both as a co-manager and a trainer. I'd like to introduce Brian McIntyre.
Okay, first of all, I just want to say thank Top Ring, Peter Nelson, Carl, Cameron. Thanks to Madison Square Garden for we want to host one of Terrence's fights and hopefully be many more in the future to come. I want to thank my coaches. South Diegas, Red Spikes. Back home, we got Desmond Wolford. You know, it's exciting to be in camp. It's always good to work with Terence because he's a hard worker. He makes the job easier for us coaches. You know, he listens to everything in the corner. He listens to us in the gym. I mean, he works, you know, extremely hard because he knows what it takes to be a champion. Terence is undefeated, and that's a milestone for Nebraska. Because I always say Nebraska got step-up fighters, and Terence is definitely not a step-up fighter. I just want to rebuttal to what my man said about, you know, what's going on, about what Hank did and where he went and where he came from, and I appreciate that, you know, and I respect that. Respect it, brother, for taking the fight. You know, a lot of, you know, they always say, this fighter didn't take the fight, this fighter didn't take the fight, but you know, when they said Lundy, I knew what time of day it was, because I know what he's gonna bring to the table. Well, I also know that a couple things about him. I just want to state the facts. His record is, let's see here. Hank is 26-5 with one draw. He won his last fight. And Hank, I will say, man, you was winning that fight with Herrera. And your man said that he had to go in the back to get his eyes stitched up. That was from the head, but let's get that clear. It wasn't for no punch. We want to go down and his next fight after that, before that was Thomas Glorby. We seen that fight, you know. And this is what baffles me about fighters and their managers and their trainers. See, I know what Terence going to do. I've been with him from day one. That's since he was 7. That's 20 years, bro. That's 20 years. Okay, 21. That's 21 years. So I know what he's going to do. I know what he's going to eat. I know when he's going to go to the bathroom. I know what day he's going to drive what car. You know, I know everything about Terence. You know, the kids, family, everything. So, as he said that he was beating up Delorme. No, you wasn't. You was losing, dog. You know that. You did come back, though. You did come back, but you needed help. You needed somebody to coach you in the corner to get up. Barry Hunter and Mike Stratford trying to get you up. Come on, man, let's come back. You got dog in you. I don't have to do that to him because the dog already in him when he come out. I know that for sure. Okay? See, that's a doubt when he get in the ring. That's doubt. You don't have no confidence in yourself. Another thing I do notice about you, you switch coaches from time to time. That's inconsistency, bro. That's along with your chin. Your chin is inconsistent. When he was losing against John Molina, what did he do? He got stopped. Because of what? His chin. So, listen, man. Respect you again. No disrespect. I'm just stating the obvious. But the obvious is, you will get your ass kicked. I bet you that. I'll put 10,000 on that. I bet you what I'll do. Let's go. Pull out your money. All right, that's what I thought. Thank you.
10% big. We take a 10% vig, so it's $1,000. It's done. We got it already. All good. All good. Well, listen, man. I mean, DraftKings and FanDuel, they're on in New York now. Thank you, Judge. I just made him score. So anyway, Terence and his team said, I want Prescott. We'll take it. We want that fight. I said, well, this guy just knocked out Amir Khan. No, we'll take it. Let's go. And Terence, every step of the way, he said, I want to be in the big leagues. I want to be a big-time fighter. I'm going to step up and fight everybody out there, including going to England and winning the title, including coming to, then coming home to, I hate to tell you, there was, I think, about 13,000 people there, so they did sell some tickets. And then knocking out Gamboa. So Terence has had this meteoric rise, but we can all predict, like, it was Brian, it was Cameron, it was Top Rank, but the truth is, that comes from within. And he's delivered every step of the way. So I'd like to introduce the 2014 Fighter of the Year, WBO two-time champion, Terence Bud Crawford.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank God for blessing me with the talent and skills to be here today. I'd like to thank Top Rank, HBO, for putting the show here in New York. My coaches, Brian, Saul, Red, Hard Joe, everybody that's with Team Crawford. I'd like to thank everybody. I'm happy to be fighting here on Broadway. It's going to be an exciting day, February 27th. Now, let's get to Hank. Everybody know you, Hank. You like the boy that cried wolf. You always wolf him. You talk a good game, and then when you lose, it's some extra little, oh, well, it's me. Hey, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. You ain't gonna do shit. You talk about how street you is. You ain't, that's talking, boy. We know about you. We done heard about you getting socked up in the gym and shit, ain't do nothing. You know what I mean? You can smile all you want, you can talk all you want, but for real though, when you look at me in my eyes, like for real though, like I'm about that mess though. You heard it, Marty. You heard my background. You heard my background, bro. We ain't heard nothing about Hank. We just hear you talking. We just hear you talking. We just hear you talking. You the loudest person in the crowd. How you move in silence? Shut up, boy. You the loudest person in the crowd. You pull him up. You pull him up. Come and pull him up. Come and pull him up. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. You can talk all that stuff to all the other fighters, but this ain't it. This ain't it. This ain't it. Trust me. This ain't it. This ain't it. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna keep my pants how they is until you touch them. You know what I mean? Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I'm gonna clown you. But I like to thank everybody that came. Show their support. You know, having a little fun with Hank. You know what I mean? He ain't playing. He for fake. He just playing. Shout out to your coaches though. You know what I mean? Appreciate y'all. I think I seen y'all in the amateurs. You know what I mean? When I was in the U.S. Internationals. When Hank was getting beat up. Yeah, boy. I remember all that. I remember all that, man.
I tell you, I am the original coach. He have never lost with me.
He lost internationals.
I don't know. No.
If you was there in the USA's and all of them, he lost.
The only loss
Hey, did you win the national?
That's why he returned to me.
Hey, did you win the national? All right. I was there.
I
was there. I was there.
But what I'm saying
I was
is,
there.
I wasn't
I was
there with
there.
him.
Huh?
You got like what, 200, 300?
Hell no, I only got 60 amateur
You
fights.
got no damn 60 there.
Wow. Dang, that's crazy. That's crazy.
You got 60 amateur fights?
60.
You get it.
60. 60.
Come on, man. You got over damn 200. I jumped on the seat. I jumped on the seat with 10 fights.
Hey, so, thanks everybody for coming. I'm gonna put on a spectacular show come February 27th. You know, I'm gonna hit him in his mouth, and he gonna end up like Gene and he gonna get what he's looking for. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I was going to think about that. How are we going to do a face-off? I mean, you know, we can like put the pictures, we can figure all this out. Now, honestly, you know, these guys are having fun, and they all know that you can talk all you want, you can do all you want, but come Feb 27th, that's when you got to deliver. And we really appreciate everybody coming out. Like I said, what's next is right here. So we'll see everybody Feb 27th. Thank you. Tickets go on sale tomorrow, and get them while you can. And we look forward to a sold-out arena. Thank you very much.
Except for do you at least find any newfound respect in hammering Hank, being as though that other fighters like Herrera, Ruslan, and Stoll turned you down, but Hank answered the call. He said yes.
He had no choice. Look at the position he in. Good.